So, first of all, this is a pretty big U-turn. There's nothing confirmed yet, but Apple are starting to realise how behind they are on the LLM front and consider calling in some help from outside. So,
now, Apple Intelligence
yeah,
is a feature that we have made fun of quite a bit on this show, and with good reason, as you will find out later.
Sure.
So it's interesting to see that Apple, at least internally, appear to be having doubts that their large language model training capability will even be able to catch up, which is particularly interesting considering Apple's reputation that they wish to uphold as being particularly privacy sensitive compared to other major tech companies. And they already do have integrations with ChatGPT as part of Apple Intelligence when Siri just gives up on answering a query and goes, would you like me to use ChatGPT to answer this? And presumably the agreement that they have does include some strong privacy protections, but interesting to see them considering going a step further.
Yeah. So I think the detail here is they've asked both Anthropic, who make Claude, and OpenAI to work on getting models running on Apple's private cloud compute machines. I think this would not apply to the local models that sit on your iPhone. This would be in the cloud in the data center. And they've also discussed acquiring potentially Perplexity, and they reiterated this weirdly publicly on their recent Q3 earnings call and talked about the fact that they are prepared to look at acquisitions if necessary. And along with all the usual talk about their investing more people and more resources in AI.
Wouldn't be the first time that Apple acquire a company to develop its own software capabilities.
I'm very curious, like in the next few years, to see how AI becomes profitable, because while at the moment its use is incredibly pervasive, like almost everybody is using AI in some way, shape, or form. Like the way AI companies are making money is from massive grants from other big tech companies.
And investors.
And investors.
And then some revenue from subscriptions for...
Yeah, but like that's very small, and they're still like needing to raise loads and loads of money.
There's been reports that running OpenAI services costs like some 8-9 digit figure per day.
Yes. So like obviously like Apple will buy a AI company, and that stops the small AI company from having to worry about being profitable in and of itself. But if AI continues to just be like a money hole, like I wonder what the future of AI looks like. I wonder if do you guys have any thoughts on this, or do you not? I don't know.
I think AI is not going away.
No.
There's enough people who rely on it to do their jobs for better or for worse.
Mm-hmm.
And there's enough companies that have publicly declared that their intention is to use it to replace jobs. What I do, however, possibly see happening is the AI providers raising their prices to eventually try to recoup some of the investments that they are looking dangerously like not being able to recoup, to the point that many of the companies that have publicly declared their stance will have serious questions to be asking about whether they really did save all that much money in the long run by laying off all those people.
I mean, you're right about the investment rush as well. There was an incredible headline the other day that spending on AI in the first half of 2025 surpassed all consumer spending in the US.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
And that money, investors will be expecting a return on that investment.
Sorry, like, just to clarify, we're talking about consumer spending or investment?
That's consumer spending versus... I see what you mean, investment. I think that's investing in software and in kind of data centers.
Yeah. And people these investors are expecting a return on that.
Yes.
And if the return on that is coming primarily from losing jobs, then like there's only so many people's jobs you can cut. But I mean, this is a very long-winded discussion that perhaps is not for right now. But I think that's the big question for me in the future with AI is how is it going to go from being a big old money hole that people use into a big old thing that people use all the time, but also makes money for its owners.